What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. And for today's Yu-Gi-Oh news video, we've got some new cards, but these are not just any ordinary new cards. For the first time in quite a while, we actually have new Galaxy Eyes support. Yes, how crazy, it's crazy. So I will be doing an updated deck profile on the on my Galaxy Eyes deck using the new support. It'll take me some time to actually figure out how each of those cards work, but I'm looking forward to seeing how excuse me. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how well the deck will work using some of the new cards that are in the newest core set, Photon Hypernova, which I plan to get a box of. Hopefully I can get my hands on Darkwing Blast, but I don't think I will, but who knows? But honestly, I'm actually excited for the new Galaxy Eye support. We haven't had any any proper support in quite a while. Aside from I think what was it, White Dragon Abyss was like the last time we got support for them. So it's been a minute. It's been a minute, but hopefully you guys are ready for this one. If you guys are and you guys want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh news videos, which get posted every Tuesday and of course sometimes on weekends, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. Links will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. Let's get straight into it. Kicking things off, we have Photon Emperor, which is an 8-star light warrior with 2800 attack and 1000 defense, and its first effect is a once per turn, which reads, if this card is sent to the grave except from the field, and you have another Photon or Galaxy monster on the field or in your grave, you can special summon this card in defense. So basically this is kind of like a Monster Reborn of sorts. But what's crazy is that excuse me. But what's crazy about it is that the cost is that you have to is that this card has to be sent to the graveyard from potentially the hand or from the deck. So a card like Foolish Burial will work extensively well with this card, and as long as you have, let's say, Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon on board, you can summon Photon Emperor from your graveyard in defense, which would then trigger its second effect, which reads, after you normal or special summon this card, you can normal summon a light monster during your main phase this turn in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. This is basically similar to Blackwing Nathan the Starlight, where you're able to normal summon twice in a single turn, which is absolutely insane. And it basically gives you a link. This is basically a 1-card Link monster or a 1-card Xyz monster, depending on what you want to summon. Depending on what you want to summon. So that's actually not too bad. I have to admit, that's actually really good. So basically, you can summon pretty much any monster that you want, as long as you're able to, as long as you have Emperor on board, normal summon twice, boom, Xyz monster on board, Link monster on board, you can get Galaxy, you can then use both Emperor and Galaxy Eyes to summon a rank 8. You basically have your board right there. That's actually pretty good. Next up, we have Galaxy Summoner, which is a 4-star light spellcaster with 1600 attack and 1400 defense, and both of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads, if this card is normal or special summon, you can target a Photon or Galaxy monster in your grave, except this card, special summon it in defense. Again, it's a monster reborn, so you have... excuse me. So with this, you have ways to summon back Galaxy Eyes from your graveyard without the use of cards like Reborn or Dragon Lords, or even also Galaxy Zero, which Galaxy Zero gives you a body on board from your graveyard. And to show off exactly what I mean, I'm gonna reveal to you guys the deck, my Galaxy Eyes deck. If you guys want to check out that deck profile, with the deck profile, I basically went a little in depth with the deck and explained how the deck functions, if you will. So my deck consists of 3 Galaxy Eyes Photon, 2 Afterglow, 1 Galaxy Knight, 1 Galactic Spiral Dragon, 2 Schwarzschild Limit Dragon, 3 Nebula Dragon, 2 Parsec, 2 Photon Vanisher, 2 Orbital, 2 Wizard, and 2 Cleric, plus 2 Ash Blossom. My spells, I've got 2 Return of the Dragon Lords, 2 Photon Sanctuary, a Barion's Force, a Galaxy Expedition, a Galaxy Trance, a Monster Reborn, and a Galaxy Zero. In my traps, I got 2 Tachyon Chaos Hole, a Shadow Spell, a Fiendish Chain, a Vain Betrayer, and 2 Tachyon Transmigration. And the reason why I was running the Vain Betrayer was to mainly go up against the Xyz decks, if you will. The Xyz heavy base decks, if you will. So I will be doing an updated profile on the deck at some point, sometime in the next couple weeks. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But that's actually really good. But again, that first effect, absolutely good, absolutely insane. It gives you more bodies on board. It gives you an additional monster reborn, if you will, which is just insane. But its second effect is where it really gets interesting, because the second effect reads, you can target one other light monster you control that has a level. Its level becomes 4 until the end of the turn. So this basically just gives you Photon Starleash, Photon Blast Dragon on board, and it basically just gives you, from there, Galaxy Eyes in an instant, which is really good. I have to admit, that's actually pretty busted. Next up, we have Karibo, which is a 1-star light fiend with 300 attack and 200 defense, and it says that this card is always treated as a Galaxy card. No surprise there. And it has 2 separate effects. And the first effect reads, when opponent's monster declares an attack, you can discard this card, special summon 1 Galaxy-sized Photon Dragon from your hand or deck, then change the attack target to it. Then you can attach this card from your graveyard to an Xyz monster on the field as material. That's actually really good, especially if you attach it to to a card like say Cypher Blade Dragon. That's actually really good. I have to admit, that's pretty good. The second effect reads if a Photon and/or Galaxy monster or monsters you control would be destroyed by battle or by an opponent's card effect, you can banish this card from your grave instead. So this is basically another return of another Dragon Lords, if you will. So this basically gives you 3 Dragon Lords right then and there, where you're able to protect your Galaxy monsters from being destroyed by battle or by an opponent's card effect, which is really good. Shoutouts to Starbucks for the coffee, not sponsored. Just love the cold brew. Anyway, honestly, that's actually not too bad. Again, it's a hand trap. It's a hand trap Dragon Lords, which is actually pretty nuts. Now, you guys are probably asking yourselves, wait a minute, there's got to be more. There is more. But you guys are probably wondering, what is the more? Well, this next card might just be the most broken of them all. I'm literally looking at this card's effects. It's insane. It is known as Chaos number 62. Neo Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. Yeah. Yeah, you heard me right. Neo Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. Who would have ever thought that Prime Photon Dragon would ever get a Chaos form? And crazy enough, it did. It is a rank 8 Light Dragon Xyz with 4,000 attack, 3,000 defense, and it requires 3 level 8 monsters, but it says that you can also exceed summon this card by using number 62 as the material. Obviously, you transfer its materials to this card, which is pretty crazy. So it basically would have, I think, three, maybe four materials, which actually wouldn't be too bad. And it has 2 separate effects. The first effect reads: at the start of your battle phase, you can detach 1 material from this card. This card can make up to 3 attacks on monsters during this battle phase. Yeah, this is basically Chimera Tag Overdragon on steroids, which is insane. The second effect reads: if it has Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as material, it gains these effects. Unaffected by your opponent's monster effects, gains attack equal to the combined level and ranks of all monsters attached to it as material times 100. Oh. Damn. Yeah, you're gonna have a very beefy monster on board. That is gonna be a big ass monster. That's what she said. Anyway. Bad joke, I know, bad joke. Anyway, I gotta admit, this is actually unique because you would think that you know Prime Photon Dragon would never get a Chaos form, but shockingly enough, it did. I'm kind of surprised. But what's cool about this is that you're able to basically just break your opponent's board in an instant. And you can also win games with this. This is basically your game changer, if you will, which is really, really busted. We have a few more cards to talk about. First up, we have Galaxy Photon Dragon. What the fuck? Rank 4, Light Dragon Xyz, obviously. 2,000 attack, 0 defense, 2 level 4 monsters it requires. And the second and third effects are once per turn. And the first effect reads: all other light monsters you control gain 500 attack. The second effect reads: you can detach 1 material from this card, take 1 Photon or Galaxy card from your deck, and either add it to your hand or send it to your graveyard. So it's basically your Stratos / Foolish Burial for the whole deck, which is really good. Which actually is not too bad, I've got to admit. The third effect reads: if a light monster or monsters is special summoned to your field, you can target one of them that has a level. Its level becomes 4 or 8 until the end of the turn. So this basically just gives you another Xyz body on board, which could help you, which could potentially be another negation on board, which is really good. That's actually pretty good, I have to admit. Next up, we have Galaxy 100, which is a continuous spell, and the second effect is once per turn. But the first effect reads: when this card resolves, you can send 1 Photon or Galaxy card from your deck to the graveyard. So you can send the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon to your graveyard, activate Dragon Lords, resummon Photon Dragon, and then trigger off this card's second effect, which reads: if Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon is special summoned to your field, you can look at your opponent's extra deck, then you can apply one of these effects. Banish a monster from it, special summon a number monster from it to your field. So if your opponent does run number monsters, which is bound to happen depending on what deck they play. You can basically just give yourself another body on board, which is actually really good. That's actually pretty good. We have how many cards do we have? We have 1. 2 more cards to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. 2 more cards to talk about. So next up we have Numeron Creation, which is a normal spell, and it says that this card is always treated as a Galaxy card. And the effect is a once per turn, and which reads: if there are 3 or more light dragon monsters on the field with 3,000 or more original attack, special summon 1 dragon number exceeds monster from your X deck, then attach this card on the field to it as material. So this is basically like another form of like. This is basically sort of like a. Sort of like a Variance Force where you can where when the chaos number is summoned, you can attach one of your opponent's exceeds one material off of your opponent's exceeds monster, take it and attach it to your monster as its own material, which would give you an additional like negation or something like that on board, which is actually really good. I gotta admit, a lot of these new cards I'm not so sure about, but at the same time it's like they're like so good to use, which is insane. But last up we have Photon Declaration. Or oh sorry, no, sorry. Deceleration, I believe is how it's pronounced. And but in the OCG they have it announced they have it as Photon Retardation. Yeah, I don't fucking know. I honestly don't fucking know, honestly. But it is a normal trap and it has 2 separate effects. The first effect reads: take 1 Photon or Galaxy continuous spell trap from your deck, either add it to your hand or place it face up on your field. Second effect reads: if this set card you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect during their turn, and you control a Galaxy as Photon Dragon or an Exceeds monster that has it as material, you can make it become the end phase. This basically just stops your opponent from doing anything. So if your opponent were to activate a card like, say, Harpy's Feather Duster, you can then once Duster is resolved, or actually let me rephrase. Yeah, so basically you can then chain this card and then just make it the battle phase. So it's kind of like Awaken the Dragon of sorts, which is actually really good. I have to admit, I've got to admit these new cards are absolutely insane, but I'm not so sure if any of these are going to be worth playing, because when you think about it, the cards that are in the deck currently, that I have anyway, are already good enough as it is. They're already good enough as it is, but there might be a couple cards that I could definitely take out. You know, cards such as the Galaxy Knight. Potentially I could take out one of the Nebula Dragons. I could definitely take out the Galaxy Zero, because Galaxy Zero doesn't really do anything anymore, except just give you an Exceeds monster, which is okay. But I don't know. I'm gonna have a lot of work to do with this deck, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I sure as hell did, because Galaxy Eyes ain't the only archetype that got new support in Photon Hypernova. We got a few others, and I am definitely going to be talking about those in the coming weeks, so make sure you guys get ready for those. But if you guys enjoyed this video and you guys want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh! News videos, which get posted every Tuesday and sometimes on weekends, Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. Links will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.